are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right.
I see Anne's with you.
Yeah, Anne's out of the balcony. Sarahkin's behind me on the computer. And Lion, the feline American, is running around here somewhere.
The what?
The cat, the feline American. You know, I'm so used to saying that at this point that I don't even think about it anymore. We called him Lion because when we got him, Sarah was 3. So Anne said to Sarah one day, what should we name the cat? And Sarah said, his name is Guinea Pig. So Anne didn't say anything. And she came back the next day and said, what should we name him? And Sarah said, his name is Lion. So we stuck with Lion because it's better than Guinea Pig. But sometimes call him Chirper because he doesn't just meow. He makes 100 different, if he's angry, if he wants you to come pet him, you know, that kind of thing.
Are you been watching the thing on Netflix?
I don't have Netflix.
Oh, well, then that answers the question, Jason.
If I can't find it on YouTube or NBC.com or Daily Motion, and it come out since 2004, I haven't seen it. It's just a thing, you know, when Sarahkin was born, we didn't really have money for cable. So before I left my old place with cable, I recorded a whole bunch of Law and Orders, and we watched them until we knew them all by heart.
So how are things going? What you been doing?
Well, you know, basically, it's interesting. At my other job, I have vacation coming and couldn't get out of it. But on the other hand, these are the most dangerous 2 weeks, so I'm really just staying home. Except we go on a drive every day, you know, but we stay in the home. But it's given me family time that I haven't had in well over a decade. So this is really nice. I mean, you know, we do spend time together. I mean, I do worry about stuff, and I do miss stuff, but at the same time, when everything goes back to normal, I'll regret it if I didn't just enjoy this, you know, and
right.
Nobody lives forever, so we got to enjoy the time we have. So.
Exactly. What do you miss most about giving tours?
It's hard to pick one thing because I love just about everything about it. I love driving the big vehicles. I love getting paid to talk. I love people occasionally listening, you know. But my favorite part about giving tours is people walking up to me at the stops, you know, because you never know what you're going to hear. You know, 10 years ago, it wasn't that uncommon to get World War II veterans and what they would tell me at the Iwo Jima. But now you get people who come up to you at the Iwo Jima, and they tell you about their parents, they tell you about their grandparents. You get people, Vietnam vets, coming up to you, and they'd never seen the wall before. There's a story I used to tell about my dad during World War II, and some guy came up and told me the story of his own that I'd never heard before. And I went home and looked it up online, and wow. So you learn so much every day. You know you're touching people's lives. You know this is a vacation they're going to remember.
One thing I hate about night tours is when I pull into a stop and then there's just nowhere to park. It's gotten worse over the past couple of years.
It has. I will time my stops around that. It depends. Some nights it's rough, but then other nights, I mean, we've done sing-alongs, you know, we make a joke out of it. And the best part is, you know, when you're in a stadium with a backup camera and you have to parallel park it, there are people who are more impressed by that than the whole rest of the tour.
I've done a couple of night tours in a stadium because now I got my Class B. So I'm like,
yeah.
Woohoo, yeah. And I've had to back up. I tell people that if there's no camera, I'm just kind of doing it for feel.
That's kind of like you've been here for 3 years and like, this is my first night, everybody.
Exactly. I've worked here for 20 years and every night's my first night.
Every night's my first night. Or it could be last night. One of the funniest things, you remember C-Note. God bless C-Note. We lost him. But we used to do this thing of borrowing each other's birthdays. If we were having a slow night pulling out, we'd borrow somebody else's birthday. So if I saw you sitting there, I'd tell one of my trolley, everyone, it's Abe's birthday. And everyone would yell, happy birthday, Abe. One night, it was my birthday. And I was doing a tour, and I didn't want to say it was my birthday. I just wanted to give a tour. But I was having a slow night pulling out, and I saw C-Note sitting in his trolley. So I said to everybody, everybody, it's C-Note's birthday. Let's all wish him a happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Everybody goes, happy birthday, Clarence. And he smiles and waves. And I get around the corner, and this guy in my trolley said, Jason, was it really his birthday? And I said, no, sir, it's really my birthday. And everybody laughed, and that was the end of that.
Jason, rule 101 of tour guiding, every day is your birthday.
Every day is your birthday. Well, actually, rule 101 of tour guiding is leave your politics on Facebook.
Yeah.
Rule number 102 of tour guiding is every day is
your birthday. Every day is your birthday. Have you taken any new hobbies since you've been quarantined?
So I've taken any specific new hobbies. I just have more time for things that I like to do and I haven't really gotten to. I mean, I'm trying to get some cleaning done and I'm being able to read. It's been so long since I've been able to actually sit and read. And the other thing I guess I'm doing is I've always liked to cook.
All these years, I didn't know you cooked.
I was a bachelor till I was 38. This kid does not live on macaroni and cheese and frozen peas. So
Okay.
I learned how to cook at a pretty young age. My specialty is like the one pan thing, but now I'm getting into more like fancy omelets in the morning. And I baked cookies last night. I can give you one pointer on omelets, 2 pointers. Don't put milk in the egg and let it cook a bit before you put anything in there.
What's your favorite trolley memory?
The one that I was thinking of, because you were talking about pulling into stops and not having room. So one of my favorite memories ever, we was doing a night tour and we were trying to get into the Martin Luther King Memorial. And I like to leave that one for last, but I pulled up to it and there was just nowhere to park. Pull around, take a left, you know how you go around, and we had to pull around 3 times. So we were having fun. I'm like, okay, it's time for a sing-along. So we started doing sing-alongs and did 1 or 2 songs, and they didn't really work. And I started singing This Land Is Your Land, and everybody knows it and everybody loves it. So everybody was singing with me. We're pulling up and I'm doing like the 4th verse that nobody knows. And someone goes, Jason, the space is opening up. And I said, I knew we should have had that sing-along. So I'm pulling in, and I was going, this space is your space, this space is my space. Just as I'm singing this, people seem to read my mind, and they're singing the words with me as I'm making them up. And we're going to sing Martin Luther King, this space was made for you and me. Thank you, Abe, because I'd forgotten about that until just now. One thing about doing only night tours is there's a lot of little facts and figures that you don't use at night, tend to forget. So then when people ask you, you feel foolish. Things that I tend to have forgotten most of are things like, what material is this monument made of, memorial made of? What I'm basically going to change is I'm going to try to remember those things, because you may not get asked very often, but it's nice when you do know. I found that once you get the basics of a night tour down, I find that the less I plan it, the better it goes. My best night tours come when I'm open to the environment around me. So when I'm not trying too hard to make anything happen except to give a good tour, those are my best. And the people knowing, people are happy and they said they had a good time, but I know the tour could have been better.
Right.
And 90% of that time, it's because I was trying to make something happen.
Exactly.
That's the thing with This Land Is Your Land. I remember saying to myself, that was great, Jason. Don't ever try to do it again.
I'm going to steal it.
By all means.
All right, Jason, you ready for some stupid questions? All right.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. If animals could talk, which species would be the rudest?
French poodle. My apologies to all the poodle owners. I've been bitten by 2 dogs in my entire life that were both poodle. I may have a prejudice against the breed, and not really fair.
So as the French poodle was being rude to you, are they speaking with a French accent?
I think nipping me on the ankle was kind of rude.
You could appoint a president of the internet. Who would it be and why?
Morgan Freeman. He just has a gravity about him that just transcends a lot of nonsense. Even if it's just his acting ability counts for a lot. It would be Morgan Freeman.
So you have a pet lion. All right, so how many chickens would it take to kill a lion?
U.S. chickens would only take about 5, because those birds are tough.
When I went to Key West, I did not realize there were so many freaking roosters on that island.
And they're tough, and the hens are even tougher. So, but I remember I used to want these like 3 half-grown roosters, and 2 of them were like sparring with each other, and they were doing this back and forth, and then they were sparring as if they were getting ready to fight. And then a third one was standing there like I play winner. So I'm going to say, if it was Key West chickens, only take 5. If it was any other place, it would take a fairly good number.
So if a zombie apocalypse begins, you have an SUV with unlimited gas and a baseball bat as a weapon. Where do you go first?
I can only drive places there's roads to get to, right?
Right.
Either Key West or Marblehead, because I love both places and I'm going to die anyway.
And you need a bodyguard, and Anne is a perfect bodyguard.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
For anybody watching this, both Abe's wife and my wife are from Jersey.
There are some great trolley wives here. Darren's wife, Fran, Mrs. Holiday, Stephen O'Brien's wife, and your wife. Those 3 are the trolley wives that I absolutely adore.
But you also met your wife driving a trolley, so that would make sense.
Yeah, she's okay. You just want an all-expense-paid trip to anywhere in the world, but the catch is, you can only go if you take the 3 celebrities you despise the most. Who would you go with, and where are you going?
What 3 celebrities do I despise? Okay, I'm going to leave out governmental figures for, probably 101 reasons. Right. And just go with the ones I find kind of annoying. I've never watched the Kardashians, but I find the whole concept annoying. Okay, Anne says, trust me, I hate them, and she knows me better than I know me if I know it's good for me. So I would take the Kardashians and I would go to London, because I'd hardly ever see them there. There's so much going on. Or I'd go to Spain with the Kardashians and do the running of the bulls. Okay.
I'm sorry.
You never interrupt a Jersey girl when she's interrupting. Probably rule number 103.
To life and to staying alive.
All right, so we got a poll going on. When do you think Trolley's going to open?
May 1st.
May 1st.
I'm going with optimism more than my need to win the pool.
From your mouth to God's ears.
I love the month of May. So, if we don't open May 1st, then I'll lose the pool. But I'd rather do that than be the pessimist. So I'm going to say May 1st.
All right, Jason, thanks for being on.
The pleasure is mine.
All right, Jason, take care of yourself. Keep everyone safe.
Take care. I hope I will be seeing you soon, Mr. Abe.